Hey guys, I'm Pat. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about saws. We're going to be talking about economy brand saws versus brand name saws. How do they compare, and is a brand name really worth the money? Stick around, we'll find out. We're going to be covering two kinds of saws, folding saws and bow saws. Start with the pros and cons of the economy brand, then the pros and cons of the brand name. From there we will do a cutting test and we'll see how they perform against one another. This is your standard full frame bow saw. Get it at your local hardware store for $15 to $20. They have their rendition of an ergonomic grip. I find that it really pinches your hand when you grip it. It's got a seam right in here. This is an Anvil brand. I've never heard of them. They just had it at Home Depot, so I picked one up to test it. You have to set the tension of the blade manually using this wing nut back here, which is typical of full frame bow saws. It just takes your standard 24-inch blade. So it's not very packable, it's not very portable, but it's definitely sturdy, it's durable, and it will definitely get the job done. Next up we have the Agawa Canyon Boreal 21. This is a very compact folding saw. Right away you can see the benefit over the full body. Packing that full body around is going to be difficult. You're not going to be able to get it in your pack. Pretty much going to need its own dedicated spot if you're on an ATV. It's just bulky compared to this. It's got a nice rigid structure to it. It's firm, it's durable, you can tell it's a good quality product. It just takes your standard blades. This is a 21-inch blade compared to the 24. But it's still a standard multi-purpose blade. One thing I like about this too is the blade tension is going to be consistent all of the time because you're clicking that handle in and that's what's drawing your tension. So you don't have to sit there and worry if your blade's too loose or if it's too tight because it pre-tensions it for you. And when you're ready to go, it just folds back up into itself. As such. The next kinds of saws that we have on our list are folding saws. This is the 7-inch Coleman Folding Saw. Picked that up for $20 at Walmart. Let's go over some of the features, some of the pros, some of the cons. Right away you can see that the steel stops right here, just below the anchor point, meaning that this entire handle is just all plastic. And you can kind of feel the flex in it. It doesn't feel like it's going to be very durable. Feels like too much pressure and that thing's just going to bust straight to pieces on you. This is carbon blade. I don't think it's a very high carbon blade. It won't hold an edge for very long, but for $20 you get what you pay for. The locking mechanism on this is done well. I'll give that to Coleman. You can see this tab here will hook into this wire. Click it into place and that's good and solid. The only thing I think that may hinder this is this bolt is countersunk into the plastic. So if you tighten this down and you're a little too hard on it, this is going to split. They put in a hanging feature on the handle of this. I think it's kind of useless because unless you're going to keep your saw open all the time, then watch. See? So that is the Coleman 7-inch folding saw. That is our economy brand that we will be testing for folding saws. Next we have the Silky Pocket Boy. It's got a 170mm blade, that's 6.8 inches, so it's just about the same length as our Coleman. First of all, this is a full steel body. It's rubberized here so you can't see the metal, but it does go all the way down through the entire body. You can see it extending down here. That gives that a good solid feel, no flex whatsoever. Good rubberized grip so you can make sure that your hand isn't going to slip in any condition, whether it is raining or snowing. Despite the condition, you're going to have a good grip. Next, the latch. Just click it right into place. To release it, press down. You can fold it up. And you notice there's another notch here. 1, 2. That gives you a better angle for undercutting. The blade on this is high carbon Japanese steel. It is laser cut. so you can be sure that that's going to hold an edge for quite a long time. So all in all, this feels a lot more like a quality product than the Coleman does, but let's put them to the wood and we'll find out. We'll start with the saw we reviewed first. Well, it wasn't the best. Next, our brand name bow saw, the Agawa Canyon Boreal 21. Well, there's a clear difference there. Next up is our Coleman 7-inch folding saw. Fair amount of drag on that one. Blade got stuck a couple times. It's kind of thin when you're trying to get a really good grip on it. Lastly is our 170mm Silky Pocket Boy. This had a lot less drag. It was a lot easier to use. Expended a lot less energy and time. Now, in all types of saws, I believe that the brand name saws did perform better than the economy saws. So let's just talk about what these have over these. First, like I said before, this feels like it has a lot better quality craftsmanship compared to this. It's not as flimsy, it's got a better grip, it's firmer. This has got some flex to it, it's just cheap plastic. Second of all, you've seen how they cut. This has a ton of drag to it. It took a lot more energy to cut through that wood with this than I did with this. Now that wood's fairly uniform in diameter all the way through, just to create fairness. As far as packability and portability goes, they're just about pretty much matched. This is actually a little bit lighter than this, but that's also a reflection of the craftsmanship. The Pocket Boy definitely won. It was a lot easier to cut. So if you're serious about bushcraft, I'd go ahead and spend the extra $20, $25 and get the much better quality item, something that's going to last longer and be easier to use all around. Our next saws were bow saws. The Agawa was smoother, but not by a whole lot. I think that had to do with the blade tension being a little too loose on the full body. But then again, that's another perk of the Agawa. You don't need to worry about that blade tension because it's automatically set as soon as you click it into place. Craftsmanship, it's a pretty durable saw. It's all steel frame, so I have no doubt about durability or longevity when it comes to one of these economical bow saws. The craftsmanship in this is also unparalleled. It's got a very rigid frame for being packable. You cannot bend it whatsoever. Like, it's got no flex to it. Tiny, tiny, tiny bit, if anything. It really shines in portability compared to the other saw, because of course this one, you can just pack it up and throw it into your pack, right? As you've seen before. You ready to go? This saw here cost $85 Canadian. Full-bodied bow saw costs $15 to $20 Canadian. And the same thing applies. If you're looking to actually get into bushcraft or you're serious about it and you want a good quality item that's packable, portable, you can slide into your pack, you know you can depend on it, then I would spend the extra, 4 times the money and get the Agawa. The blades on these are not priority blades. Like, you can just go down to any hardware store, pick up a 21-inch blade for the 21. Just put it on with these C-clips right here. These just pop out. There's one on each end. Pop those out, put a new blade on. Clear winner. So let me know below what you guys use for saws. Let me know if you think the brand name is actually worth it over the economy. Tell me your thoughts, your opinions. So until next time, thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.